Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Swapnil Ashok Galgali. But right now, I am feeling like what Rahul Dravid must be feeling when the wicket of Sachin Tendulkar falls and he comes back and Rahul Dravid goes back to the pitch. Because that was a master blaster performance by Sundar. So speaking of master blaster, that is Sachin Tendulkar, what I feel, the only thing that separates Sachin from rest of others is his ability to adapt any kind of change. His ability to get used to any kind of situation. Let it be test cricket, let it be one-day internationals, or let it be IPL T20. But his ability to adapt to the change made him survive 24 years at the top of his game. And that's what Charles Darwin has to say. What he says, it is not the strongest or it is not the intelligent who survives, but it is the one person or one species who has most adaptable to the change. That makes him to survive. And once he survives, he can become the part of the evolution. And we have been seeing lots of evolutions in last 10 years. Let it be evolution in communications, let it be evolution in medical industry, or even in the infrastructure. We have been part of that evolution. And as of now, when we are talking, the evolution of cars is also going on. Like for different kinds of engines, it has been evaluated from gasoline to the H2PA fuel cell cars. So, talking about the cars, I joined Majesco 1 year back. So before joining Majesco, wherever I used to see any luxurious car, like BMW or Porsche, I always used to think, wow man, that's the car I wish to drive. But ever since I have joined Majesco, and I am not making this up, but ever since I have joined Majesco, which is an insurance solution provider company, whenever I see any new car, like BMW or Mercedes, I always start thinking, how much premium this man must be paying? Because it is a pretty expensive car. So within this 1 year, now I am aware of how the regular car is insured. What are the coverages and other stuff? I have learned it in last 1 year. But recently, the evolution is on the way. The progress in automobile industry is coming. And we are going to face a scenario like this. Are we ready to this scenario? Can we insure a car which doesn't have any driver? It is a driverless car. Is the industry ready to insure a driverless car? Answer to this is no, because there are challenges. The major challenge is for any insurance company, they don't have any kind of historical data. There is no driver, so we cannot rank the driver. We cannot actually calculate, or we cannot count the driver convictions. This driverless car is an evolving product. It is not yet completed. It is still is in progress. So the technology is also evolving. So we are not aware of how it will be when the product is actually ready. That's what makes even more difficult to decide the regulations for the driverless cars. But the bigger problem is, from insurance company's point of view, how to decide the loss, how to decide the cost of loss. Because even if it is a driverless car, it will meet an accident. There will be crashes. But this time, there will be no driver to decide what to do in case of panic situations. It will be controlled by a program logic, a logic that is a combination of software plus hardware. So for a driverless car, which is going to meet an accident, it is almost impossible to decide whom to hit. Because in each of these situations, it is a loss-loss situation. There is no win situation in this particular scenario, because machines are intelligent, but they are not emotionally intelligent. And we cannot put that emotional intelligence in the machines. So what I see, to arrive upon any kind of solution for ensuring a driverless car, we should not be calculating the risk. Instead, my solution is, we should go with these 3 options. The first option is telematics. Telematics is nothing but telecommunication plus informatics. It is a device which is exactly same the black box that we use in the aeroplane, which will capture all the movements and all the monitoring that device will be doing. Another option is usage-based information. What we need to calculate is all the parameters of that particular driverless car. For example, in a week, how much distance that car is traveling. Or we can say how many times from one place to another where the car is driving, how many times the advanced emergency braking system is used. That will tell you the functioning of that particular car. And the last one is advanced automated driving functions. So I will definitely talk about this advanced driving functions. But before that, let me tell you the classification of the driverless car. Let's get through it. So basically there are 5 levels of cars that has been categorized. So the level 0 is the regular car we use. And right now we are concerned about the level 4 car. The level 4 car is the fully autonomous car. It is a self-sufficient car which can drive on its own. It does not need any kind of human intervention. It can travel from one place to another without human help. So now we are talking about the driverless car, which are near future they are going to be on the road. But do we really have the market for it? Do we really have the potential market for it? So this survey suggests that by 2030, the car makers will make profit up to 90 billion because of the driverless cars. And if you see the black portion, which is nothing but the software industry, and the software industry is going to gain the maximum profit from the driverless car. By 2020, there will be 10 million driverless cars on the road. So we have the potential market, we have the driverless cars on the road. But people are really willing to use that? So this survey says that 57% of the customers globally say that they are ready to use the driverless car. And even they are ready to let their kids use the driverless car. So we are talking about the driverless car. We are saying the car will be driven on its own. But who actually will drive this car? So here comes the autonomous car driving functions. So now these functions are the drivers of that car. These functions are going to control the car. These functions will control your life when you are inside that particular car. These functions are not available in a single car. So, but these functions are very much needed to get the safety, durability, and capability. So if we want to decide whether that car is safe, durable, or what kind of features it has, we need to go with the autonomous car driving functions. And these functions will help us to decide the ranking or the performance of that particular car. So when I am saying rating or ranking, it is not the ranking, it is not the rating that we use in premium in the insurance industry. It is the rating that we give to the air conditioners, or it is the rating that we get for a movie on IMDb. So we can arrive upon such conclusion on the basis of the autonomous car driving functions. So now, in the existing model of auto insurance, there are these 3 players, like the car manufacturer, customer, and insurance company. So customer buys the car from car manufacturer, he gets an insurance from the insurance company. And if he meets with an accident, he claims for it. And if the claim is valid, he gets repaid. So this is the existing model that we have. The proposed model that I am going to tell you is this, where customer is at the center. And now this will not be termed as auto insurance. It will be called as product liability insurance. Because after selling a car, the car manufacturer responsibility doesn't end. Even after selling that car manufacturer is still responsible. The liability also lies with him. So if there is an accident because of the misbehaving of the software or the hardware, car manufacturer is the responsible for it. So this will be the proposed model for it. Now, when we are talking about the product liability insurance, and since when the TechTalk journey started, when my TechTalk journey started, I had this theory in my mind. I was not sure about it, but I had this theory in my mind. And last week, on 9th of June 2016, it actually became a reality. that boosted my confidence. On 9th of June 2016, a UK-based company, Adrian Flux, they have decided to insure the driverless car. And they have mentioned it very well that they are going to cover software glitches, hacking, and even the satellite issues that car will face. So now, this will give rise to a new era of insurance. From now onwards, we need to have a software insurance and as well as hardware insurance that will give the product liability insurance and using which we can insure an autonomous vehicle. So this is something new. This is a new line of business that in near future that is going to come. So as a Majesco, where do we fit in all this? So there are two roles that we can play. One with the car manufacturer and one with the insurance company. So if you look at this image, you can see there are not just car manufacturers. There are technological companies like Google, Apple. So these are not car manufacturers. They both together build a driverless car. So what we can do is, with the help of telematics, we can get the data from car manufacturer. We can use our data analytics capabilities to provide them the analysis why this particular fault is occurring. What are the software glitches that are occurring very often? And we can provide this input to those car manufacturers which will improve those features. And it is very important that they improve these features because these features are going to drive you. These features are going to control your life when you are inside that particular car. Another thing is, for any kind of vehicle, you always need a type approval. So Vehicle Certification Authority is one company from UK which provides you the type approval for all kinds of vehicle, not just driverless car, but all kinds of vehicle. This authority also needs the information about which parameters now they need to provide the certification. So we can collect these parameters from the car manufacturer and we can give it to or we can outsource it to the VCA. And then we can decide upon some rating and review. And then we can promote as a Majesco that if you buy this particular car, this is the rating that is associated. Or we can also write the review. Now with the insurance company. Now as of now, there is not a single insurance software product which is having these new LOBs. So this is our chance to use our domain expertise and catch this opportunity and have a partnership with them with the help of data analytic capabilities and the software product creation capabilities. Because even the actuaries from insurance company are not very much clear about how to approach this problem, how to rate that particular driverless car. What are the coverages, what are the risks, what is the loss, they also don't have any kind of idea, they are just researching. So now it is our time to jump in and grab this opportunity. And what is the advantage that Majesco will get? Since there is no one in the industry trying to solve this problem, we will get the first more advantage. So now you will say, just now you said that Adrian Flux is the first company who decided to insure a driverless car. But as Reid Hoffman says, who is the founder of LinkedIn, that the first more advantage doesn't go to the company who starts up first, but it goes to the company who scales up first. So I think that I believe that I can and we all can together work hard to scale up ourselves and see this change as an opportunity and not as a threat, so that we can be part of this innovation and we can be part of this evolution. So ladies and gentlemen, let us ensure that future of the Majesco is ensured. Thank you.